if I can, I will pray to hopefully remember so that I can deal with the facts, if I can recall that memory or what actually happened. But when I was 13 around 13 years old, there was a boy that I really liked, and he was my boyfriend, and I like carved his initials in my ankle, and I thought it was so cool. And I wasn't sexually active, and I had snuck him into my bedroom, and my parents busted him, and my mom took me to the Loveless to get checked, and she didn't believe me when I told her that I didn't have sex, and that was very hurtful, especially already feeling like I didn't have a parent involved or really a person that really cared for me. So I was pretty hurt, right? And so I had to take a birth control test. From what I remember the office, the Loveless office, and then I'm pretty sure I had a pap done, but I told my mom I wasn't pregnant because I didn't even have sex. And then she insisted I got put on the pill, and I was like terrified because I was like, I didn't even really want to have sex. But then I was like, screw it, my mom's already treating me like I'm sleeping around, so why not? Like, there wasn't any talk about love yourself enough, save yourself for marriage, like anything like that. And I'm not mad at my mom, so before you say, gosh, your mom didn't teach you better, no, but my mom had, like, you can't do that. You can't judge a parent. You have no idea what they were going through themselves. My mom also has her own battles, just like I have now, from whatever experiences she went through as a child. So I'm not mad at her at all. I'm glad that I've been able to work through all the issues. But back to the Mary Magdalene stuff, I had a lot of insecurities for a long time. I wasn't really a faithful girlfriend or whatever. I cheated a lot. I often found myself hooking up with guys that had girlfriends, girls that I knew, and girls that I think I did it because the girls didn't want to be friends with me, but they were like, they had known me, and I, like, for some reason they couldn't be my friend. Like, that's even more wrong, but whatever. So anyways, Mary Magdalene had 7 demons, and when I was watching one of the shows about her, I want to say it was Nicodemus that tried to heal her, but I think it was Nicodemus, but he said only God can cure her, and then Jesus did. And in Chosen season 1 episode 1, when she leaves the tavern and Jesus follows her out and says, Mary of Magdala, she drops her glass of wine and is just floored that someone had called her by name, because she had been so outcasted and trash talked about and possessed by demons that she had never felt validated or acknowledged or loved or in the presence of somebody that cared. So it took her by such surprise that she dropped what was in her hands. And that moment for me, seeing that on screen, man, I remembered the day that I was redeemed by Jesus's love, and I just felt loved and acknowledged, and all the demons, my fear, shame, guilt, remorse, shame, if I didn't already say that, and regret, anxiety, depression, self-worth, all of those things, which I think are demons because it's emotional, right? Like, anxiety is emotional, and they say it's mental, but it's emotional. I mean, it's based off of things that you're feeling. And the mental part is whether or not you can take control over it. And for me, having Jesus say my name lifted away all of that. And it took me a while to fully work through some things. Like, I had an abortion when I was like 24, I think. It's horrible that I don't even remember the date or the time, but that's how much I buried it. Like, I don't know. I know that it was June before my son started kindergarten, so I don't know, 2007. It's probably 2007 before I started college, to be honest. So, it's crazy. Wow. Okay. So I had to, when that happened, having an abortion, because, you know, I was pro-choice. I was a single mom. I lived in an apartment. I didn't have a lot of money. I was dating a guy that I had just got divorced from my husband, that I had had an affair with a man that was married, and he had got divorced. But when I found out I was pregnant, I was so terrified. But sorry, I wanted you to see my face when I was talking. I felt like he was older. He had had a couple of kids already and was not a part of their life. I had already been divorced, and my son was going to live with his father based off of our agreement of 50-50 custody, because he was in the Navy and he was deployed all the time. So he had spent most of the first 5 years of our kiddo's life deployed, and I couldn't take away his opportunity to be a father. And even though I couldn't move to California, I couldn't afford it, he was being stationed there, we were divorced, I couldn't just keep my kid from him because he wanted to be a dad, and I didn't feel like it was my place to say, no, you can't be a father. I have to have full custody because moms know what's best. There's a ton more to that, obviously, where that went, but at the time I was pregnant, I really didn't have any friends or family. My ex-husband's family had basically disowned me because of my affair, and they were not loving people or forgiving people, for the matter. Where I was working was in a different, so I was working at a daycare, and I loved it, and I loved kids, but I knew in my heart I wanted to be married and have children with somebody that was going to be around when I did have children. So the pro-choice in me had an abortion. Well, I'm pretty sure I know who went with me after I worked with that for a long time, but I didn't remember for a long time the person that took me, who I had in my life or who showed up for me during that time. And it took me a long time to remember, and I feel like I just want to hug her because she took me, but I don't even remember what happened, right? I don't remember what happened before or after or during, for the matter. I just remember that they wouldn't let me look at the ultrasound. And it was so traumatizing that I cried for like a week. And I didn't have anybody in my life that knew or that talked to me at all, that loved me enough to tell me, I'll help you through it. You know, like, if you need help, I will help you. And not even financially or babysitting or anything like that. Just being there, just showing up. And here's what really, I think, messed with my mind at that point in my life. Like, I have family, right? Like, I have, at the time, I didn't know about my little sister, but I have 2 older sisters that both were mothers. And as their little sister, they never answer when I call. They never answer when I try to talk to them or see them, really. And, I mean, I had kind of a better relationship with my older sister for the most part, but I will tell you that, pro-choice is damaging. And there's a reason why the bad comes from sin and how it impacts you. And the reason I'm pro-life now, and it's not because I am very much anti-abortion, but I am pro-life because no matter the situation, you have got to help people from the point of before they're having sex without somebody that they don't want to have a baby with. And I know that there's circumstances that we can't control, right? We can't control rape. We can technically raise our sons in a godly way to not rape women. It's probably still going to happen, but we can still teach our sons to love women, to honor women, to marry, save himself for marriage. And I'm not saying that there's not reasons during a point of a pregnancy to terminate it if it's going to cause a health issue, because I know that sometimes you have a tubal pregnancy and you have to choose between your life and this infant's life. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the people that, like me, that had an abortion because they just didn't want a baby, but they don't know the circumstances behind it. And that was weird, sorry. Making that decision was a lot easier when I was living a life in sin, and it was a lot easier when I had that. But as a pro-life mama now, being pro-life means that I'm pro your life, right? If you're making that choice, for instance, let me give you an example, a hypothetical, but I know this is a true story. You're contacted by a 16-year-old girl who's terrified and crying, and she says, I need to have an abortion, or I have to have an abortion. And she's reaching out to you because she knows you're pro-life and she's giving you that opportunity, but she knows that you're going to love her and support her no matter what is going to happen. No matter what is going to happen, no matter the decision she makes, you are going to be there for her tomorrow and every day after to love her and care for her. She comes to you and you do everything you can to convince her to give this baby an opportunity of life. And she says, at 16 years old, I can't have this baby because it's my father's and it will destroy my mother. Okay? The pro-life person that I want to be is the person that will take her and be with her every step of the way and be with her every day after. And know that she has to deal with that. But she doesn't have to do it alone. Okay, after work. Bye.